morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, July 27th, 2012. Well, today could be the day that Bashar al-Assad, the president of Syria, outdoes his father, Hafez al-Assad, the former president of Syria. In 1982, Hafez al-Assad killed 20,000 Syrian citizens in the town of Hama. They were participating in a revolt against him. According to American intelligence sources, there is concern that today Bashar al-Assad is going to carry out a massacre in the town of Aleppo. Aleppo is Syria's biggest urban center. There are 2.5 million people in the city, and according to intelligence reports, the fighting has now begun. It's been going on there for weeks, but today seems to be the concentrated day that the regime intends to take the city back. Hundreds of Syrian tanks have been seen moving toward the town. Russian-made helicopter gunships are firing rockets into the town, and heavy mortar facilities have been set up and are now lobbing mortars into the town as well. By the time the dust settles, there is fear that a massacre exceeding what the father had done at Hama will have taken place. The Chinese government has acted against the wife of disgraced politician Bo Xilai. Bo Xilai's wife and a family aide have been charged with the murder of British businessman Neil Haywood. Apparently, they poisoned him. They did not give a date for the trial, but a family lawyer told Reuters that they expect it will take place on August 7th and 8th. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Bermuda-based reinsurer Validus Holdings announced last night that it's posted record net operating profits of $171 million. That beat the expectations of Wall Street analysts. Of course, there were no major catastrophes or loss events. That also helped Arch Capital, also in Bermuda, triple its net income over the first half of this year. They bounced back from big underwriting losses sustained during the same period in 2011, when there were a lot of catastrophes. Back to China, the storm that ravaged Beijing a week ago and killed at least 77 people there remains a sensitive topic in China. The Chinese government has directed a propaganda campaign focusing on the positive aspects of the storm, such as rescue efforts, heroic civilian acts, and sacrifices by uniformed officials in saving objects of art. But those who want to raise questions about the city's handling of the disaster, and of course its drainage system, which didn't work, are coming under the gun. Southern Weekly, an influential newspaper, had to cancel 4 pages of storm coverage this week, and the newspaper itself is no longer available online. It was blocked by China's censors. Officials have kept information tight, mindful that any failure to cope with the flooding could reflect badly on the party's leadership. China's communist government has justified its one-party rule in part by delivering economic growth and efficiency. Good luck with that. The independent broker Jardine Lloyd Thompson has reported a pre-tax gain of $133 million, up 11%. This is for the first half. This beat analysts' expectations. This is very good news for them. The subsidiary that handles reinsurance saw organic growth of 16%. Aon Benfield said that Aon Holding Company said that the Aon Benfield Reinsurance Group posted its second quarter results with a standout 7% increase in organic revenue. It was led by market share in Japan and Australia, where they're pretty big. Those books renew on June 30th. And of course, Australia, Japan, New Zealand, and Thailand saw big natural catastrophe events last year, and they saw big premium increases this year at renewals, which meant larger broker percentages insofar as revenue. The chairman of the Future Industry Association, Michael Dawley, who's also a Goldman Sachs executive, said that some serious consideration should be given to create a insurance fund, similar to that created by the Securities Investor Protection Corporation. Such a fund created by the Futures Group would presumably be able to have saved people money who have lost it as part of the $1.6 billion still missing from the collapse of MF Global. Well, it pays to be a former colony of France, apparently. The French government has decided to forgive about $4.7 billion in debt owed by the country of Ivory Coast. The president of the Ivory Coast said that this is going to be a big shot in his arm to help his impoverished country develop. President Alassane Ouattara was in Paris yesterday to meet with Francois Hollande, just a day after the French announced that they were going to cancel the debt. Well, in the final story, Facebook came out with some financial results yesterday. They announced that they had seen a serious slowdown on revenue, much slower than analysts had expected. There had been great speculation as to whether or not the hooded one, that Mark Zuckerberg, who wears that sweatshirt with the hood, who's the CEO and founder of Facebook, would participate on the earnings call. Many people thought that he would not. He did appear. He didn't say much. He talked quite a bit about building up the mobile phone segment of the Facebook offering. He also, in an aside, this is something that was reported as breaking news, said that it would make more sense to develop a ecosystem focusing on servicing the mobile phone than, quote, building out a whole phone, which wouldn't make much sense for us to do. Well, after that breaking news was received by the marketplace, it went on then to note that Sheryl Sandberg, Facebook's chief operating officer, said that she was pleased with the results to date. She said that a new product called Sponsored Stories, which will now appear in the user's news feed, is going to hopefully be generating $1 million a day in advertising revenue. I don't know about you, but I do go on to Facebook periodically, and I am not exactly sure of what this business plan is, because I frankly have never noticed any of the ads. But they do have a huge volume of people who are using it, and hopefully they will be able to figure out a way to monetize that. If you own Facebook stock, you hope that too. Just before we went on the air, it was trading at $22.97 a share. Pretty low. Have a good weekend. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you Monday.